next story. I think let's do Andy Cohen and Leah McSweeney. Okay. So Andy Cohen denies claims in Real Housewives of New York star Leah McSweeney's lawsuit. They are completely false. So let's break it down. This is in Us Weekly. According to court documents obtained by The Hollywood Reporter, Leah named Bravo, NBC Universal production house Shed Media U, and producers John Paparazzo, Lisa Shannon, and Darren Ward in her Tuesday, February 27th filing. In the suit, the reality star claims the network intentionally played into her struggle with alcoholism. The lawsuit also targets Andy Cohen, accusing him of playing favorites with those who party with him. Cohen engaged in nose candy use with housewives and other Bravo celebrities that he employs, and rewards housewives with whom he uses nose candy with more favorable treatment and edits, the doc states per the outlet. In the suit, McSweeney says Bravo had a rotted workplace culture that uniquely depended on pressuring its employees to consume alcohol. She claims she told producers before her first season that she'd been sober for 30 days and was working to maintain her sobriety, but was pressured to drink all 3 seasons she appeared on the show, and alleges producers retaliated against her when she wanted to stay sober and intentionally failed to provide reasonable accommodations that would aid her efforts to stay sober and able to perform. I'm going to stop there. Leah, shut up and go home. Again, frivolous lawsuit. I am so sick and tired of these entitled reality stars, celebrities, whatever the hell you want to call them, using our legal system for 15 minutes of fame and a money grab. This ain't it, Leah. Do I think Andy Cohen has favorites? 100%. Is it based on who he does or does not allegedly do nose candy with? Doubtful. Very, very doubtful. I think he just has his favorites. Do I think that the producers and the culture of the producers pressure you or force you to drink? To be honest with you, no. I think that you may think you have to do that, but that doesn't mean that that's actually what is going on. You know? And we've had all these people come out to support Andy, you know, from Luann. She's like, I've been sober and I never got pressured to drink. And then also comes to the point of your own accountability. If you are an alcoholic and if you need to be sober or you're addicted to something, don't put yourself in situations where you feel pressure to drink. Being on reality TV is not your only option for livelihood. You know, Leah came out herself. She said she makes more money on fans only than she ever made on the Housewives. So go do that, boo-boo. You have to start taking personal accountability. If you're sober, don't go into a bar. Duh. And then don't be like, the bartender pressured me to drink. Well, you're at a bar. They're doing their job. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. And she's kind of pulling a Nene with this. Like, oh, Andy Cohen does nose candy. Now, I'm not defending Andy Cohen because I do think his, you know, behavior is inappropriate and questionable. However, do I think it merits Leah McSweeney's lawsuit? I don't. There just comes a point where you have to be accountable for yourself. And also, again, it's giving Nene and it's giving Rachel from Vanderpump Rules, who's now also suing, as we know. It's giving that because it's like, when you're not in favor, when you're no longer being offered roles, then all of a sudden it's a toxic workplace that you now feel so violated that you want to sue them. But if they had offered you a role back, you would have been happily back in your role. You can't have it both ways. It can't be so horrible that it's affecting your sobriety. But if they said, hey, Leah, do you want to come on the... I bet you, if they said, Leah, come join the reboot of New York, she would have been right there on New York. And the reason why I can say that is because she was right there on Ultimate Girls Trip. You knew what it was about. You knew the housewives. You know reality TV. Why did you take Ultimate Girls Trip? Oh, that's right, because you made $250K for a week's worth where all you did was complain about your cramps. So shut up, Leah. I can't. While filming abroad in Thailand, Leah claims that her rights were violated when she was not allowed to seek care for her addiction issues and was denied proper transportation to AA meetings while filming after being told attending would not be a problem. She also claims she was mentally manipulated to draw better ratings. You were boring as hell, Leah. Now, them not providing transportation to AA, okay, on that one. If you said, I need transportation to AA while we are on location, and they said, yeah, we'll give you transportation, and they didn't, I'm with you on that one. That's messed up. If they need to provide you transportation to your AA meetings if you were told that. Now, I don't know if I believe Leah, because she seems like a liar to me and an opportunist. So I don't know if that's true, but if it is true, that part I agree. If I say, hey, job, you need me on location, I'm an alcoholic, I need to go to my AA meetings, can you provide transportation? And they say, cool, then they need to provide the transportation. So on that part, I agree if that is actually true, because I don't know what is true or not with Leah. Leah joined the Roni cast in 2019 for 2 seasons, followed by Peacock's 3rd season of The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which filmed in 2022 and aired 1 year later. So if you're doing 2 years of a show and then a 3rd season of a show, so you did 3 seasons of reality TV? No. It's on you, Leah. It's on you. On Tuesday, the Bravo celebrity took to social media to open up about the lawsuit, calling it a story she never thought she would be telling. In fact, I was petrified to speak on it, and I was warned not to, she wrote via Instagram hours after the suit was filed. Sorry, you guys. Sorry about that. Your favorite Bravo shows are run by people who create a dangerous work environment, encourage substance abuse to artificially create drama, and cynically prey on vulnerabilities of their employees. She continued, there's so much more that comes out once the people involved are questioned under oath. Today, I'm taking back my reality. The reckless and diabolical way in which the people at the top drool over the mishaps and misfortunes of the women, including myself, are disturbing. It's a workplace culture where toxicity, alcoholism, and pain are not only expected, but encouraged and facilitated. That is something I most definitely did not sign up for, nor would I ever endorse. Leah, that's actually exactly what you did sign up for. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. So what are you talking about? Leah noted there is nothing more important than her sobriety, adding that without it, she risks losing everything. I have been very transparent about my addiction and recovery, she continued. However, there are personal things in the lawsuit that I never want to disclose for fear of being judged and shamed. But I'm at a point in my life now where I feel strong enough to withstand whatever may come my way. Girl. Leah's lawsuit comes 1 week after alum Brandi Glanville made sexual harassment claims against Andy. Glanville's legal team sent a letter to NBC Universal, Shed Media, and Shed's parent company Warner Brothers Discovery, claiming that Andy told Glanville that he wanted to sleep with another Bravo star while thinking of her. According to the note, Cohen allegedly invited Brandi to watch him engage in sex via FaceTime. The letter also claimed that Glanville felt trapped and disgusted by Andy's abuse of power, as he was her boss at the time. Cohen subsequently responded to Glanville claims, claiming that he and Below Deck star Kate Chastain were joking when they sent the video in question. It was an absolute meant in jest, and Brandi's response clearly communicated she was in on the joke. He wrote via Twitter on February 22nd. That said, it was totally inappropriate, and I apologize. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Again, the problem is 2 things can be true at the same time. Can it be true that perhaps there is a pressure, whether it is an actual pressure, and what I mean by actual, it's like the producers are saying, if you don't drink, you'll be fired. versus a perceived pressure where someone in their own mind thinks, if I don't flip a table, fight somebody, get blackout drunk, I won't be good TV, I won't bring the drama, and I'll be fired. Though both things can, is there a perceived pressure to create a dramatic, at times toxic and violent environment on reality TV? That I would say yes. I do think that there is a perceived pressure. People like, oh, this person's iconic. They did this like crazy thing and she blah, da, 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 like all the time. But that doesn't mean that there's an actual pressure. And if you're going to sue someone, you need to prove actual pressure, not just in your mind pressure. Also, can it be true that Leah is just trying to get a payday because she knows she's no longer in favor at Bravo and probably won't be asked back for more shows? I think all those things are true. I think there is a perceived pressure to perform, but that doesn't mean there's an actual pressure. And I do think that Leah is only suing Bravo and Andy and all these other people because she wants a payday, because she knows that, well, if I sue them and lose, oh, well, they're not hiring me anyway. But if I sue them and win, then I got a bag. That's where I think Leah's at with this. But I don't believe the allegations against Andy that the people he parties with nose candies are the people that he favors. Because Andy favors Kandi Burruss. Kandi Burruss doesn't even drink. So I don't think that there's a correlation between the two of those things. Is there favoritism? Yes. Is it obvious? Yes. He has his favorites at the reunion. He has the favorites that he hangs out with. But I don't think that they are his favorites because of the reasons that she's saying. Or that if you don't do this with Andy, then somehow you are going to be retaliated against. That to me doesn't make any sense. And I don't think that's true. I don't think that you're going to be retaliated against with Bravo and NBC if you're not doing nose candy with Andy Cohen. That doesn't make any sense either. Do I think Andy has been sloppy and he needs to clean it up? Yes. Do I think Andy is from a very older school where not just in entertainment, but like in finance and the medical field and a lot of in business, it's been a lot of, you got to schmooze with the bosses, you got to, the good old boys club, you have to go for drinks, you have to go play golf, you have to do this, whatever. You have to schmooze, with the boss. I do think that there is this, I'm not saying it's a right thing. I'm just saying it is a part of society and culture where people do schmooze with the boss for a favor, for whatever the case is, for promotions, for whatever it is. I think Andy comes from, I don't know how old he is, but I think he might come from an older school. And again, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's a lot of times how culture is, that they don't see anything wrong with after hours kind of smoozing, having parties, having inside jokes, doing nose candy, drinking and taking shots. Like this happens across all industries. All industries. This happens all the time. I'm not saying it's right. But what I don't think it is that if you don't do this with Andy, then somehow it's a detriment to you. And that's what I think the crux of her lawsuit has to hang on. And that's why I think she's full of it. I think she's full of it. I think she's mad that they don't mess with her anymore, and she's looking for a payout. I never liked Leah from day one. I think she's very fake. I think she's very phony. I don't think we ever saw the real Leah. I think she was a representative on the show. I think she came on with an agenda. She was going to be sex positive. She was going to be this liberal girl doing it, where I think behind the scenes, I think she's actually very conservative. I'm not going to get too political, but you know what I mean. And I think that her whole I'm going to convert to Judaism was a lie storyline. I never really rocked with Leah. I think she wasn't the right person to cast for the show. She never fit with the girls. Never fit with, like, why would you put Leah and Ramona and Luann and Sonia together? That doesn't even make any sense. She would have been a better fit. I don't think she's a fit in general, but she would have been a better, more logical fit for the reboot with the new girls if she, as a newbie. I don't know why they ever cast her with the older cast. Never made any sense. There's a lot of people on Bravo who either don't drink or used to drink, but they don't drink now. Lala, DJ James Kennedy. Candy doesn't drink. Who else doesn't drink? Shep, on Southern Charm. Andy was being like, maybe you need to like check your drinking and maybe get some help for that. He was encouraging him not to drink. So it's like, I don't think that her case has any merit. She just needs to go away. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. I think Andy needs to clean it up a bit and not be so sloppy with it. Like, have better boundaries, understand it's 2024, and that sort of good old boys mentality of I can drink with my employees and I can say sexually inappropriate things to them and it's ha ha wink wink, it's a nudge, everybody's in on the joke. Because at the end of the day, what he did was inappropriate. It is inappropriate for your boss to be wasted. I'm talking about Brandi, to be wasted and to FaceTime you and say, I want to have sex with this other employee while you watch. While you watch and I'm thinking of you. That is inappropriate. But do I think Brandi actually felt disgusted and pressured and like so harassed by it? No, I don't. So I do think that he needs to clean it up a bit, have better boundaries. Do that with John Mayer and your friends. Do that with Anderson Cooper. Don't do that with people who you employ. Get new friends. Have better boundaries. But I think the lawsuits are taking it too far. And it's also frivolous because if Brandi or Nene or Leah or Rachel were still giving opportunities by Bravo, I don't think that they would be suing them. And that to me makes it opportunist and disingenuous. So that's kind of where I land with it. But I want to know what you guys think. So as always, put it down below. Virgo Queen says, I kind of feel bad for Andy. I agree 100% because there's a difference between doing something that's inappropriate, sure, and doing something that is actually abusive. There's levels to it. There's nuances to it where I don't think Andy Cohen has ever been abusive with the ladies, where they really truly feel I'm sexually harassed. And if I don't do this, my job's on the line and blah. I don't believe that for a second. Has he been inappropriate? Yeah. He admitted it. He said it wasn't appropriate and I'm sorry. He admitted it. But there's a difference between somebody being inappropriate versus somebody actually being predatorial. And for any of these lawsuits to have basis, he has to be predatorial. And I'm not saying I'm defending Andy Cohen. I'm just saying what my thoughts are. I've never gotten that Andy Cohen is predator. You know what I mean? He's not like a Weinstein. He's not like a Matt Lauer. He's not like, you know what I'm saying? He's not it's like, come on now. I've never gotten the sense that Andy Cohen is a predator where people truly felt sick or disgusted or in danger or pressured. I think he's been sloppy and inappropriate, but he hasn't been abusive or predatorial. And that's what pisses me off with people who do these types of lawsuits, because the true people who have been abused, who have been victims of workplace predators, who have been victims of true sexual harassment, it's harder for them to then tell. It's harder for them to sue. It's harder for them to get their justice because all we're looking at is a bunch of bitter, washed up chicks who are trying to get a bag from Bravo. And that's where I stand with it. And it's really, really sad. because they're making it harder for people who have to wake up every day 9 to 5 and go to a job and grit their teeth and bear it because they need to put food on their table. Now, I'm not saying that Leah and her family and Brandi and Nene and all these people don't need to eat. They do. But you don't have to be on reality TV, sweetheart. There are some people who, if they're living paycheck to paycheck. You see what I'm saying? There are true people who have to go to their job. Maybe they're looking for something else, but they have to get their job, and they really are going through predatory, abusive things. Like Andy Cohen calling you wasted. Like, Brandi, shut up. Like, stop. There are some people who are truly being harassed and abused and preyed on, who have no choice but to work, who have no choice but to grin and bear it. And it makes it so much harder for those people to get the help and the resources and the support and be believed. So that's what pisses me off about these women. And that's why I have no problem calling them bitter Betties, because that's what they are. They're bitter. Because I promise you, if Bravo called them today and said, hey, you want to do a show? I bet you all of them would say yes. All of them would say yes. It's ridiculous. Anyway, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, you guys, I'm going to give my voice a break, and I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat with me. And in the meantime, let's go through some of your candy cane questions and comments. Dun, dun, dun.